Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Union Cross. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I've been pretty much dabbing into newer games like 7 Deadly Sins, Grand Cross. I'm playing that currently right now. I'm actually going to be streaming that today over at twitch.tv/SmellyOctopus. If you guys want to come out, I'll be also doing Opera Omnia and that as well. So I've been dabbing into a lot of different games, streaming my current Final Fantasy VII playthrough before Remake comes out, and I haven't done too much Union Cross. And on top of it, there hasn't been much Union Cross going on. All the events currently in the game have been pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and not really exciting for the rewards. Yes, we're getting tier 10 frogs, and we're getting a couple things that can help us, gems and that, but nothing like, ooh, I need to beat this. If you don't beat it, it's not really that big deal. Anniversary, I do want to put this in right now, is about a month away. A little less than a month. It should be April 7th if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comment section, or I'll just probably correct myself over here somewhere, but I'm pretty sure that's like right there in April. So we have less than a month to save up our jewels for anniversary, and anniversary is usually where the newer content comes out, maybe a different kind of mechanic, or just a bunch of free gems and new medals are going to really change everything. So the next tier of the power creep going on. So I would honestly hold off on everything going on right now unless you really need a speed type medal, power medal, or so on in these certain slots. Then that's up to you to go for the polls. But right now, where it stands, I would say everybody should be in a saving place where your jewels are on lockdown and nothing should be touching them except for skills and avatar boards at the most. Besides that, just wipe your hands clean and don't pretend the shop's not there. Just carry on with your day. So like usual, I'm going to run through the banner, talk about if it's good or not. I'm going to go through the medal, and then I'm going to give you guys if you should pull or skip this medal. But with anniversary around, take everything with a grain of salt. Just go for the skips, I say. But you never know, something might come out. There's only one medal that I'm looking forward to, that if it comes out, it's a must go for, and that is the next version of Elsa and Axel. If you can get a power medal that does that 2-turn buffing, then I would say by all means, don't even look at the video I'm going to make on that medal. Just pull for it. So with that being said, let's jump in and let's talk about Yuffie over here. Final Fantasy VII. It works beautifully because 7's coming out really soon too. So the banner itself is a pretty straightforward banner. They did upgrade it to 3 Kingdom Hearts 3 medals per pull. Not upgraded, but sometimes you only get like 2 or 1. This one has 3 of them, which is nice. A higher chance to get one of those medals. Those other good Kingdom Hearts 3 medals out of this pull, not really. It's a complete lie. You have Supernova plus Yuffie here and nothing else. You know what I mean? The only thing good about it is that you can sell it directly to this shop afterwards. Honestly, I just do the pull. Everything I sell except for the trait medal. I have that set up just like that. But so at least you get 3 of those medals so you can sell them, which is pretty nice. You might get one of the ones that are higher tier so you can sell them for more points. You get 1 trait medal per pull, so 5 pulls, 5 trait medals, all 5 slots. Hopefully you're lucky off that. And you get VIP coins for more traits and 2 speed gems, which isn't too crazy. Speed gems are everywhere now. We have farmable quests, avatar boards, spewed them out, high score challenges, you know what I mean. So the banner itself is just nice that it's a 5 mercy pull, so if you really want this medal, you can go for it, you know what I mean. And currently the game is in very free to play stance, so if this is your favorite character, then just have fun with the game. By the time anniversary comes out, you should be back at 15,000 jewels, even if you're at 0 right now. I'm pretty sure with the bonus they're going to give us for, hey, happy anniversary, here's 5,000 jewels or more, who knows, right? So if you really like her, then go for her. But what does she do for those of us that just want the next best medal? Now, Yuffie is upright speed, which is pretty obvious just by looking at her, but she's got a max strength of 40,000, which is pretty average. Not even average, that's the benchmark. If a medal has 40,000 strength, you know it has good strength. The only problem is her multiplier is on the lower end. Our other medals have closer to 80 of a multiplier, where she has a 73.92 to a 74.38. And this is higher slot numbers, so she has to be in the 5th slot. But she's not really all about her damage. She has good damage. 74.38 with 40,000 is very respectable. You can get away with that. She's only got 1 gauge, so you can put the best attack boost max on there and not worry about SP gauge 0, 1, 2, or nothing like that. Just put attack boost 12 and boom, you're done. So she has 3 things on her that are very, very unique and make her a clutch medal in certain quests. Necessary? I wouldn't say so, but definitely clutch. So, well, there's one thing that's probably necessary for certain events. So she's an AoE medal, deals 7 hits, very nice, but the 7 hits don't really matter because she doesn't affect enemies' counters, so 7 hits is just, meh. She's got 3 attack buff. So what does that mean? When you cast her, that takes away one of the buffs. When you activate Supernova or the next attack, or you tap or you swipe, that takes one of them, and if you do one of those again, that takes the other one, and then that buff is gone. The current buff is speed, metal, strength plus 5,000. Now that is amazing, but if you use extra attack on her, so you have 3 attacks, you cast it once, you have 5,000 speed, metal, strength. You cast it again, you now have 2 speed, metal, strength plus 5,000, so you have 10,000, but you have 1 attack left for that 10,000 bonus. So whatever attack you do after this, which is your next metal or supernova, will get that 10,000 boost, and then it resets to the next buff. So the 3 buffs overlap each other, but you lose the 5,000 when it comes to one other metal. So an example would be, it's a little complicated when you say it out loud, or maybe I just made it complicated. So let's pretend this is Yuffie. Demix is Yuffie, all right? So she casts it. Now she has that 5,000 buff. That's 1 cast. You activate her again, you swipe her again. Now she has 10,000 for the next metal. Now Yuffie's done. So this next metal over here now has 10,000 strength. So you cast this 3rd attack, and that counts for her first plus 5,000. Extra attack is a different one in the background sitting there. Now, if this has extra attack, you cast it, it got the last 5,000, and then there's nothing left for this one over here. So every time Yuffie's activated, you basically have 2 attacks after that for whatever buff it has, and it does overlap for at least 1. So it's not the greatest, but it can help in one giant spurt, but you might as well get something that lasts the entire turn than just that 1 attack. Even though it's 5,000 and not 3,000 or 2,500, it's still not really worth it for that. So that's Yuffie's little buff there. Now over here, the rest of this is for 1 turn. So that 5,000 is only for 3 attacks. This 1 turn is her actual buff, which she is a debuffer. She reduces the enemy strength and PSM strength down by 10, which is really big if tanking becomes reliable again. Tanking hasn't been reliable for a very long time. There's certain places you can use it to help you give a little bit more edge, but honestly, you're better spending those jewels on more powerful and newer mechanics than going for something that might help you in 1 or 2 quests that are probably going to give you tier 10 frogs, to be honest. You want straight out damage and buffs that last the entire turn. So her first part of her kit seems kind of meh, in my opinion. Her second part of the kit, though, is what makes her really good. Next metal turns into a speed metal. So if you're using her for the Lux farming trick where you need to change the next metal to speed, so it does the maximum damage because the enemy reflects power or... the enemy reflects power or magic, Yuffie will take your power or magic metals and turn them to a speed metal. So that's really good in so many different situations. So that's the only value I give her, is that right there. Because when you do activate her on the 5th slot and your 6th slot metal is whatever metal you want to be, power or magic, it turns into a speed metal, and then it also gets her 10,000 buff for 1 of its attacks. So that can really help with those Lux farming quests or any kind of quest that you have to use just speed metals. She can be very valuable on that slot. English is hard sometimes, guys. So that's where she's really, really good. That one thing right there. Now for her supernova, it comes back down to that same issue that KR22 has. I believe that's what its name is. 3 attacks, speed, metal, strength by 9,999. And why this is bad is that, let's say you activate her cast for 5,000, and then you activate it again for another 5,000, so you have that 10,000 there, and then you're like, I want to add another 10,000 for my supernova. That supernova just took away one of those 5,000s, and now the metal only has 14,999 attack for the next attack. Where you can go activate supernova, then activate her, but supernova counts for 1, so you have 2 casts. Then you can activate her, and then if you activate her again, the supernova is pretty much done, and the next metal still only gets 14,999. So you can't really pull 20,000 from 1 there, but that's still pretty good for that 1 burst metal in the end. But I rather have the carryover buffs. The 1 kind of burst attack is not really my favorite thing, because then you have multiple turns. You can manipulate the enemy's counters, so making the blue counter go down to 0. This would carry over, where in this case, if you try to carry this buff over, 3 attacks, it's done no matter what. So that's a downfall, especially with the whole turn manipulation and 2-turn buffers like Axel and Elsa. You kind of don't want to see 3 attack metals. Even though it's such a huge burst, it's only going to come in clutch in certain situations. Now for the rest of her buffs, for 1 turn, she increases your defense and your PSM defense up by 10. So she's that unique tanking metal that changes the next metal into speed and gives that next metal a little bit of a burst damage. So good to see. Regardless, something different, you know what I mean? A different mechanic that can come useful medal. So if you like her character and you like her little mechanic over there, then I would definitely say go for it. You know what I mean? If you're going for the meta and the best of the best because your jewels are a valuable resource, then I would say honestly skip on this, especially with Anniversary coming, because even if Anniversary doesn't have something good, Anniversary is usually the big yard sale where they sell all the old mechanics and medals and make them super cheap. And then right after that Anniversary, the next month in May, so when they drop the next big thing. So even if you're saying for Anniversary or a little bit beyond, you're safe. Jewels are your biggest resource. They're your strongest power. Your friends are pretty strong in this, but your jewels, they're even stronger. So it's all up to you guys, what you guys want to do for all this. I honestly, me personally, I am going to skip on both my main account and my free-to-play account, even though they're both free-to-play account by this point. I'm pretty much skipping out on this medal. As much as I love her character, that is a big no for me. So that is my opinion on this medal. It's up to you guys what you want to do with it. Medals like this have survived in the past. They've come in clutch in a couple quests, but you rather get that medal that happens in like every quest, especially when we have something like Axel, who has 2-turn buffer. And this is where it really comes down to. If you have a bunch of Axels or you didn't pull for multiple Axels and you pull for Yuffie, I don't really know what to tell you. I believe Axel was 100% times better. Will Yuffie still help you? Yeah. Will Yuffie still do damage? Yes. Is Axel better? Yes. Especially with the Renova going on. You want to Renova your medals so they will stack that multiplier, where Yuffie, you can't stack it because the second you activate the Renova medal, that Renova took one of those plus 5,000 buffs or that 9,999 buff, and now you can't carry any of that over. So that's one of those things you got to really take in. That medal's a little bit outdated because of Renova medals. So that does look like that's everything. There's nothing else to cover. Again, all the quests right now are pretty straightforward. Even if you can't beat them, the rewards aren't crazy good. Tier 10 sub slots are always amazing to have. That's always guaranteed power, but you don't have to go out of your way just to grab that. Save the jewels and pull for newer medals. Then you got more sub slot medals that way as well too. But if you guys want to add anything, there's a comment section down below. I also have a Discord if you guys want to come. There's a cook strategy section if you need help with your setups, all that. Or if you want to go a little bit above and beyond, I do stream over at twitch.tv/SmellyOctopus. Link in the description where you guys can hang out, ask any questions, or just, you know, learn new games. Because currently I'm playing Opera Omnia and 7 Deadly Sins, and I'm on my Final Fantasy 7 playthrough before the remake comes out. So if you guys do want to check that out, link down below. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.